Hi, welcome back to the Daily Line. I'm Jarvis. This is Greg. We're talking National Hockey League, Greg. There's only one series left to go this season. I know it was a good start, not exactly what everyone was expecting to see in Game 1. 5 goals in the first period, 5 goals in the second. Philadelphia's in Chicago tonight, and they've got to try and obviously salvage a win. When Philadelphia can put up 5 goals against the Chicago Blackhawks and still lose, that's not a good sign. Obviously, they were expecting more from Michael Leighton, but it was not exactly the kind of game anyone was expecting. Blackhawks laying 190 for Game 2. The total's 6 under 15. Didn't take long for those 5.5s to disappear on Game 2. Chicago up 1-0 in the series, looking to try and get a nice 2-0 lead, which would be a big jump. What do you have for the first game?
Boy, there is no truth to the rumor by the fact that each goaltender was at Home Depot looking for some lumber to put just behind the red line there, Jarvis. I was absolutely shocked. I thought, and I lost, and I put a buck in the game, nothing serious, but I was amazed that this ended up like 6-5. I mean, this reminded me of Edmonton Oilers hockey 15 years ago. Well, I was just surprised. I figured this would be at the best a 3-2 game, so I don't know what to make of this. Obviously they put a 6 up, and they had it 6 over. And some number on the total has pushed it to 6 under, I believe now. Anytime you're playing over 6 goals in the playoffs, we state the obvious here. Obviously, you need 4-3 or 5-2 to win. I lean to the under here again. I've got a better opinion on the period, but I'll give you on the first
We've
period.
got one for the road coming up on the period play.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you look at the road team and you play them under the total. When the over-under is 6 or more, if they're revenging a 1-goal road loss. Well, they lost by a goal on the road. The over-under is 6 or higher. If you play the under in this situation, you'll have 11 overs, 35 under, 76% to the under, Jarvis, the last 5 seasons. The last 3 seasons hasn't done quite as well. 5 overs, 10 under, still 67%. So I have an opinion on Game 2 under the total. I'll probably just watch.
Yeah, we talked about it last week. My plan was to look for overs in this because you've got a championship offense on both teams, championship defenses on both teams. Where's the weak link in goaltending? And obviously I wish I hadn't waited in Game 1 because it all just came crumbling to. It was a scoring fest in Game 1. As I talked about the goals in the first and second periods, things settled down a little bit. And it was like a chess match, I thought, between the two coaches, just trying to see Laviolette and Quenneville staring each other down. Who's going to yank your goalie first? We obviously saw Boucher come back into the game. It was good to see him back on the bench, first of all, then on the ice because he was obviously injured. He was helping getting the Flyers to where they're at. I don't think you're going to see Cristobal Huet unless we see an injury out of Niemi because Quenneville has made it publicly known that he does not have a lot of confidence in his backup goaltender. So going back to tonight's game, Michael Leighton is getting his second chance. He's been confirmed as the starting goaltender tonight. And what does Philadelphia have to do differently? I think when we saw the stat about Jonathan Toews in the first period, 12-0 on faceoffs, unbelievable. He finished the game 18-6, but when he is in the draw and taking the puck and pretty well giving his team control right away, that's a dangerous spot. We need to get the Flyers' defense back up there. They've only got the 4 guys who they're relying on, but they're going to log a lot of ice time. And when that offense starts clicking like Chicago's does, it's hard to keep pace. Philadelphia rather, was getting their scoring chances, though. I think you need a better game from Niemi, too. Sometimes you've just got to make the save, and he was letting in some goals
they both let in some soft goals. Really, it was... I couldn't believe it. Like I say, thank goodness they didn't bet the farm on that game.
I think the forechecking for Philadelphia was good, and it was giving Chicago some trouble coming into their own zone. That's not the kind of thing Chicago's used to. They've got one of the best puck control offenses out there. Solid D that gets involved too. But Philadelphia was alternating with a pinching defenseman going up, getting a forecheck on, and creating trouble, disruptions for Chicago coming out. That was good. You want to see more of that. We saw Philadelphia get caught up ice once, odd man rush. Patrick Sharp came down, fired one over Leighton's shoulder. They've obviously got the chart on Leighton down. They beat him 5-hole early. That made him weak, give him hesitancy. Then they were going upstairs on him on either side, and it was working well. This game, I think the nervousness, the anxiousness, a lot of it's going to be faded. Well, it should be faded away because that was the first Stanley Cup final game for a lot of these players. Now they've got one under their belts. Who's going to be a little bit better? Chicago lost Game 1 of the series against Nashville and Vancouver in their own building. We're outscored big time. They came out on the plus side of this one. They are a dangerous team right now because they've got that one win under their belt. If they settle into their game, it should be good. Plus, if there's going to be one player on this ice who's nervous, who is it? Michael Layton, the backup goaltender.
Both goalies. Both goalies, actually. But, yeah, more so for the Philadelphia.
Because he's on thin ice right now. He's back in. He's been given a start. But, that. Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of chances. I guess after seeing 6-5 in the first one, I say I'm looking for overs in this series. I got one there, but I'm holding back on a play on the over in this. But, Greg, I think we should have one for the road.
One for the road brought to you by?
Brought to you by sportsbetting.com. Greg's got a play on the period for us here.
Yeah, I actually, when you look at a total of 6, and I went back and looked, Jarvis, it went back quite a ways, but you've got a first period total here that's 1.5. You might think that they're going to play things, keep their cards close to the vest, so to speak, but I like the over 1.5 in the first period. I can see 1-1, 2-1 again here. This total won't I think you might lay $1.20. I saw $1.25. Shop around. The juice is around $1.20, but an official one for the road selection on 1.5 over the number, first period only.
Yeah, a lot of Philadelphia games has been scoring in the first 10 minutes from either side. I remember researching that against Montreal. You have to think that Layton is going to be a little bit nervous. Yes, he can bounce back, but he has not faced an offense of this caliber before.
Completely different than Montreal.
Chicago at home settles in exactly. There could be scoring. Again, 2 goals, and you got yourself a win, a nice early one, hopefully. So that's one for the road by sportsbetting.com. Don't have an official selection for you on the game on the side or total, but stick around. There's going to be some write-ups at betrepublic.com for Game 2. Check the previews. Thanks for joining us at the Daily Line. For everyone at betrepublic.com, I'm Jarvis Symes.
And I'm Greg Dempsey.
We'll see you next time. Good luck with your bets.